Reporting in progress. All right. All right. I'm gonna wait for the people to get up in here. There's already participants coming in. Oh, you guys came in quick. Yes. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? Come on in. Yes. I'm gonna give it at least a couple minutes for people to join on in before, I start going on a little rant. So, welcome, guys. Welcome. My first ever masterclass, my first ever, event like this. So it's special. Join on in. Numbers are going up by the minute, by the second. Yes. Join on in. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Angela. Hello. Miguel, Michael Floyd. I'm just going to try to call the random names that come out here. Hello, Brian. Hello, Chris. Bianca. Hello. Let's see if I recognize anybody. Hello, Emilio. Hello, Luis. Joanna. Matthew. Mario. Oh, I recognize Miriam. I recognize one name. Mohammed. Hello. Join on in, guys. Join on in. Tuning in from LA. Hello. Hello, guys. Join on in. Number 3219. I'm just kidding. Hello, everybody. Hello. Wilson, Will. I'm gonna let people join in. I don't want to just dive on into it. The numbers are going up. When it hits to about 5:05, then I'll feel comfortable enough to really get things started. But there's a lot of people that registered, and I know a lot of people would want to see it live from the jump. You guys are gonna get a recording of this call. Okay, guys. So anybody who has to leave, who has other things, or who are maybe, going out of their way to listen in, don't worry. This will be recorded. This is recorded as we speak, and you will get the recording after it is all done. Okay, guys. So you can watch it, study it. I would want all you guys, since we haven't really dived deep into it. We still got a couple minutes before I'm gonna go in. I want all you guys to go and grab a piece of paper. Okay, a piece of paper or a journal or something that you can take notes on, something that you can maybe do a little doodle on. There definitely is going to be a portion where we're talking about your goals. There's going to be a portion where we're talking about your goals and really writing out specific goals that you have for yourself. You don't have to tell me what your goals are, but I want you to really reflect on them and write them down. That's going to be a couple slides in. So make sure you have a paper or a journal of some sort that you can really put pen to paper. Okay, guys, that's very important that you put pen to paper. Hello. Oh, look at that. The Q&As. Hello. Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. It says chat is disabled. How do I do that? Let me see. Why is chat disabled? I don't know, guys. Technical difficulties. I don't really know. In about another minute, I'm going to go in. In about a minute, I am going to go in. It will be an hour long. I'm going to try to keep it at an hour. Yes, it is live. I'm not sure why the chat. It should be working though. Okay, let me see. I just wrote something down in the chat. If you guys can see it, let me know if you can respond to it. Let me know if you guys can respond to the chat. But yes, this is really live. This is not some marketing scheme that it's recorded and this is all, this is all just pre-recorded. Kayla, beautiful. Thank you. Just wanted to make sure because I didn't see the option to mute myself. Yes, all you guys are muted right now. At the very end, there will be, I will talk about what you guys see right here, the Life and Nature Academy. But before the end, there will be a Q&A section for sure. I'm going to try to keep it till an hour, but I can get very passionate when I'm talking. So, I would not be surprised if it is over an hour, but I'm sure you guys don't mind too much. Not anymore. It's good. The chat is open. Chat is open. Oh, wait, chat works now. Woohoo. Let's go, guys. Hello, friends. Hello, hello. All right. Can I dive on in? Am I good to dive on in? 506. If nobody's here, then, that's up to them. All right. Go for it. All right, for sure. Let me hide all this then. I won't be able to see the chats too much. Okay, guys. I'll maybe pop in every once in a while, but I'm going to be more so focused on this. So as you guys can see, how to reverse your eyesight. Masterclass by me, your herbal healer, your chief herbalist over at Life the Plant Way. And now the host, the teacher, the founder of Life and Nature Academy. Now I'm going to go way deeper into Life and Nature. Towards the end, I do have a special offer for you guys, a grandfather pricing and all that type of stuff. And I'm going to break it down all the way towards the end, but I want the meat of it to be, focused on the eyesight and how to reverse the eyesight. So we're going to be talking about a couple different things. We're going to be talking about, what it's going to take to reverse the eyesight. We're going to be talking about very briefly, we're going to give the anatomy of the eyes and we're going to get anatomy of the liver. So breaking it down, what it consists of, how it's built. Okay, we're going to be breaking that down, how it's built and how it runs. We're also going to be talking about the emotional traumas and the emotional and mental aspect of, damaged livers and damaged eyes. Because if you have been following me, if you know my work, or the work of any really holistic healer or holistic teacher, you know that it is a mind, body, spirit thing that we got going on. It is never going to be just the eyes. It is never going to be just the vitamin deficiency or something like that. Okay. It's all connected. All right. So we'll get into a little bit of that. And then we're going to get into the herbs that I recommend and how to use them because you're not just going to be ingesting them. The exercises, I'm going to put away the screen so you can actually see me and what I'm doing. And then briefly, I'm going to go over the top 3 to 5 things, in my opinion, that damage your eyes the most. And then we're going to get into the Q&A. And then at the very end, we are going to talk about Life and Nature Academy. Okay, I'm really, really excited, guys. So first, the introduction, of course, I don't want to go on a rant for people who, may not know me, people who were just shared the link or just saw me on social media and decided to sign up. My name is Joseph Octaviani. I am a 28-year-old herbalist, father, entrepreneur. I would consider myself a thought leader, a plant alchemist. I'm not too much different than you guys, to be very honest with you. I may know more about this subject because I'm passionate about it, because it popped up in my life. But I am not much different than you guys. So anything that I can do, I know you can do, and even better, okay? Anything I can do, you can do, and you can expand upon it and do it even better. So what I am teaching you today is what I personally did, what I personally had to learn, and what I personally did in order to reverse my eyesight and get my health back on track. Now, what it's going to take to reverse your eyesight? I'm going to be very honest with you guys. This was not, I didn't drink a couple teas and I could see the very next day and threw away my glasses. It wasn't really a quick fix. the eyesight, and depending on how serious it is. Luckily, I caught mine when I just started developing the need for glasses. Okay, I didn't have degeneration of 10, 20 years. I didn't have glaucoma of 10, 20 years, so I want you guys to understand that our journeys are going to be different. Okay. In my personal journey, it took me about 6 to 8 months to where I can confidently say I will never have to use glasses again. But during that time, I had to fight my own urge to put on those glasses to make things easier for myself. Okay, so throughout while I'm walking throughout the house, it's easy for me to just throw something on and see something from far away and not have to walk to it. But, little things like that, you have to actually challenge yourself. Okay, challenge yourself to go through the ups and downs, go through the trials and tribulations, go through the challenges. It will be challenging. Okay, this is not an easy journey. I'll be very, very honest with you guys, especially when it has to deal with your eyesight. And I'm telling you I'm recommending for you to remove the glasses in order for you to train your eyes. That's a very uncomfortable process for some people. Some people can get headaches, and some people just really don't feel comfortable. Now, I will say this before any of you guys mention it. I am not asking you to remove your glasses during driving. I am not asking you to remove your glasses when you're operating heavy machinery. I'm not asking you to remove your glasses and go drifting. Okay, I'm not asking you to remove your glasses and do something that will require you to have your glasses for your own safety. When I suggest to remove your glasses, and we'll get into that around the exercises time, that is when you are very, very comfortable. Okay, when you're walking around your house, when you're in the passenger seat of a car and you're not driving, if you're taking a bus, if you're at work in a cubicle and you're already just 1 foot away from something and you don't need it, these types of things, you fill it out and you go where you feel comfortable. All right. So over here, I did say that to make it easy on yourself, you have to understand the eyes, the liver, and the gut health as a whole, and handling the traumas that are stuck to your solar plexus. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But if you want to make it easier on yourself, kind of hone in on these 4 things: the eyes, the liver, your gut health, your digestion, and your absorption of nutrients, and then the traumas and the emotional traumas that are stuck to your solar plexus, or your liver area, your liver, pancreas, gallbladder, that area right there. Okay. Now, in the beginning, I told you guys, get a piece of paper or get a journal, because I want you guys to actually write these 4 down. All right. I want you to write these 4 questions down. If you see it on the right of the screen, how do I want to feel? I want you to write down. All right. This is going to help with the eyes, because the eyes shows your vision, not just literally like, in the physical world, but the eyes are your vision to see better for yourself, for your current situation. All right. Your eyes are your ability to see better for yourself. Okay. So this journaling is going to help with that aspect of eye health that we don't talk about. All right. So I want you to write these down. There are no failures. All right. There is no deadlines of feeling this certain type of way that you wrote down, or overcoming this certain thing that you wrote down. There's no deadlines. All right. There will just be ups and downs, high points, low points, and a lot of lessons. Okay. So I want you to write down, how do I want to feel? Do you want to feel empowered? Do you want to feel energetic? Do you want to feel confidence, entrepreneurial? How do you want to feel? on this journey. Okay, this journey is going to last about 6 to 8 months. In the next 6 to 8 months, how do you want to feel? All right. I also want you to write down, what do you want to overcome? What are your current challenges right now? All right, list them. List out your current challenges right now, whether it's in regards to eye health or even more than that. You can expand on more than just the eyes. Okay, guys? How do I want, or what do I want to overcome? Write down exactly what you are suffering from, exactly what you feel like is holding you back. What emotional traumas do I want to release? Now, this is a pretty deep question. Now, I'm not sure how many of you really sit down and wonder, what are my emotional traumas? Okay, but we're going to get more into it when we do talk about the emotional aspect. But write it down just to have that opened up to the universe so you can receive that answer. What emotional traumas do I want to release? Okay. And then lastly, what aspect of my life do I want to add in more abundance? Okay. I'm sure you can find many different aspects of your life where you would want more abundance. Okay. Whether that be financial, whether that be love, attention, respect, etc. All right. Let me hit the chats real quick. Let me hit the chats. Yeah, this recording will be shared. Yeah. So how I became a natural healer. Thank you for bringing me back to that. So how I became a natural healer or herbal healer. It started when I was about, I guess as a child, but when I really became conscious of it, it started when I was around 17, 18. That's when I'll never forget this day. I had turned 18. It was my birthday. The day after my birthday, we were in a group of my friends, and I was laughing so hard. People still don't believe me with this. But I was laughing so hard that I felt something pop in my groin. I was laughing so hard. And I don't know if I was like holding my breath because I just didn't want to like really scream. But I put a lot of pressure in my body, and I felt a pop where my groin was. And, Google is our best friend in this generation. So I hit Google and was asking, what is that? Why do I feel like that? Why do I see something kind of sticking out of my groin, see something sticking out of my skin? I later learned on it was a cyst, but I didn't know at the time. So after a couple years of ignoring it, it brought me to my knees, it really brought me to my knees. So I was forced to really look at my health. So at 18, I was open to health problems because that's the first time I've ever really felt something. I was always messed up in my childhood and stuff, but that was the first time that I was really like, okay, I'm actually really uncomfortable, and I'm aware of that now. So around 20, 2 years later, that's when I fell to my knees after we were just walking around. So I was rushed to the hospital, and, they found out it was a cyst. And during the time, they were just messing with my head. We don't know if it's cancer. We don't know if it's a tumor. We don't know if it's, I've never seen this before, in all my years of working. I'm sure if you guys have ever been to the hospital, they give you the runaround. There's just all confusion, and you're just sitting there scared to death because if they can't name it, well, shit, it must be the worst thing they've ever seen, So during that time, I made the decision to dedicate my life to health because of two things. The one thing was I was constipated. They kept feeding me pain pills, and it made me constipated for about 2 or 3 days. And I was bloated like a pregnant woman. My stomach was huge. I was in pain, crying all day. And a little voice in my head had told me, Joseph, you're lactose intolerant. And I knew every time I drank lactose, every time I drank milk, I was in the bathroom very quickly after. So I told the nurse to get me some type of milk. As soon as I chugged it, maybe not even 5 minutes after, I was able to relieve myself of that constipation. So at that moment, I started to think, wow, you guys really cannot fix anything. Not even constipation, probably the most simplest thing that any herbalist in the world can fix. So at that moment, I knew, okay, this system is not really all that it's made out to be. This system, the system that they give this God complex to, this savior complex to, this, oh my gosh, my savior. They don't really know what they're doing. And so during my stay at the hospital, I found Dr. Sebi. And Dr. Sebi said one thing that kind of just threw my whole head on a spin. And he said, acid gut equals an acid mind. And when he said that, I started to look at all of my toxic, acidic thoughts and actions and emotional outbursts and these types of things. And then I realized, wow, my gut health is the problem. My gut health, that is where it stems from. So over the next couple of years after that, I found different mentors in the Caribbean and in the US. And that's where I started learning about herbs. I got really passionate about it and was just trying every herb that I can possibly find online. I would just try to make a tea out of it, try to make anything out of it. So from there, you just get passionate about it and you learn, and you start to spread what you know. So that's kind of in a nutshell, that's kind of my story on how I started, this journey that I'm on. So thank you for bringing that up though. So right now, let me hit the chats real quick. You guys are good. You guys are good. Yes, you guys will get this recording in the email. Yes, you guys will get this recording in the email. So right now I wanted to break down the structure and the function of the eye real quick. Okay. It's very important. Let me see if I skipped over this one. Okay. So the eye, all right. I want you guys to understand the eye, just like every other organ in our body, is maintained by 3 major components in the body. Okay. As you can see right here, you have the blood vessels. So you have the blood. The blood is the feeder. All right. The blood is what brings the oxygen. The blood is what brings lots of nutrients, not all the nutrients, but lots of nutrients. Okay. So the blood is the main component that we as a society look at. That's why they're always checking your blood. That's why they're always drawing your blood. But I want to put you guys onto the other 2 that are just as, if not even more important. Okay, the lymphatic system. If you guys follow me, you guys know I talk about the lymphatic system a lot. The lymphatic system is a fat-based system, reason why it's called the lymphatic system. It's very fatty, all right? And it carries fats and hormones, and it also removes waste. Okay, the blood is important, sure. It brings a lot of nutrients to it. But remember, guys, in the body, the blood only makes up 25% of those 2 fluids. Okay, and the blood is what they have you focusing on so much. All right, it only makes up 25%, 1/4 of those 2 fluids. The other 75% is going to be that lymphatic system. Okay, those are the 2 major fluid systems in the body. All right, so the blood is what gives the nutrients. The lymphatic system, it moves waste, but it also provides fats and moves hormones and neurotransmitters, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. The nerves. If you see right here, the optic nerve, it's a really big part of the eye. It's like your plug for your computer charger. Okay, you can have this part right here, but if nothing is going and plugging into the wall, you're not going to get any power in this tiny little cable, right? So the nerve is the plug for the eye to turn on, and the nerves are the plug for every organ to turn on. Okay, so I want you guys to see the lymphatic vessels right here, because they don't really show the lymphatic vessels in most eye pictures that you see. Even in this one was a very common one that you see in a lot of websites. This one doesn't even show the lymphatic system of the eye. All right, so in this one, I definitely want to go deeper into the lymphatic system than into the blood. Okay, so the lymphatic system carries, all right, the lymphatic system carries one of the most important vitamins for the eye. The lymphatic system carries the retinol, or the vitamin A, to the eye. It absorbs it and it carries it. All right, the lymphatic system is what absorbs fat or fatty minerals or fatty vitamins, fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A, which is, they tell you, one of the most important vitamins for the eyes. So do not overlook the lymphatic system in this in the body. Okay, for the eyes, the lymphatic system are going to provide the retinol. All right, but it's also going to keep it clear. All right, a lot of you guys who have eye problems usually have pressure around the eyes. This pressure is coming from the lymphatic vessels and the blood vessels. Okay, and the lymphatic vessels, you're able to remove them with mechanical movements. All right, I'm going to go a little bit into that on the exercises. So the lymphatic is, I feel like, a lot of people's problem, because it carries the fats, and we have a lot of fatty deposits in eyes. We have a lot of pressure in eyes. Okay, and it also carries, helps carry the neurotransmitters to keep the eyes on. All right, guys. So the three main parts of it is the blood, the lymph, and the nerve. All right. When the blood or the lymph is being swollen because of lots of pressure, because it's not moving properly, all right, this is when the optic nerves are going to be affected. As you can see right here, the vessels pass right through the optic nerve. Okay, they're right there side by side. So if this was to, let me point the arrow right there. If this was to swell up even a little bit, you're stopping electricity to your eye. Okay, it's almost like that light flickering. You know that there is a disruption in that flow of electricity. All right, guys, the lymphatic vessels and the blood vessels, if there's any pressure in them due to restricted movement, the optic nerve is going to be affected. All right. But needless to say, all of this is connected. There is not, you just have a problem in one. All of it is connected, guys. Okay, the eyes are made up of different parts. But in order to keep the eye on, in order to keep the eye hydrated, in order to keep the eye fed, you need to focus on these three: the blood vessels, the lymph, and the nerve. Okay, now let me hit the chaps. I have lymph issues, so it makes sense. The Dr. Sabi said it's something wrong with your eyes. It's a problem with your intestines. For sure, for sure. We'll definitely be talking about that. Okay. Now, in order to get nutrients to the eyes, how do you think that would even happen? All right. If we said that in order for our eye to be healthy, to be on, to be functioning, you need to have the blood vessels providing nutrients, okay, and the lymph vessels removing waste and providing fats, and then the nerves providing electricity. So in order for the blood to even bring it the nutrients, how is the nutrients going to get inside the bloodstream? How is the nutrients going to get inside the bloodstream? that is through the intestines, the small intestine to be exact. So a big thing on eye health is making sure that you absorb your nutrients properly. So yes, Dr. Sebi is 100% correct. It starts with the intestines. It starts with the gut. And that's why in the beginning, I said you focus on the eye, the liver, and then the gut health. Okay, the gut health, guys. In order to provide nutrients to your eye, you need to be able to digest properly. Well, one, eat nutrient-filled foods. That's for one, for sure. But also, are you digesting those nutrient-filled foods properly? Okay, and then are you absorbing those nutrient-filled foods properly? All right. So when it comes to eye health, we definitely want to look at the gut health, especially the liver health. Okay, because this is where all nutrients will pass by at some point in time. All right, at some point in time, you will have the nutrients coming into the liver, and the liver either putting it this way, putting it that way, synthesizing it for this. It's a chemical factory. Okay, if you ever see like a factory with a bunch of robots, robotic arms going like this, that's what the liver is. Okay, so, and that's the liver and the eye connection, or one of the liver and the eye connections. That is the nutrients, the delivering of nutrients to the eye. All right, so when you're eating your foods and you get bloated, when you're eating your foods and you feel nauseous, when you're eating your foods and you feel gas, acid reflux, or anything like that, and it feels off to you, in order to fix your eyes, you have to fix that. There is no going around that. Okay, in order to fix your eyes, you have to fix that. Yes, the gut is, everything comes down to the gut, because everything started at the gut. We all come from an anus. Whether you guys want to know that or not, whether you guys like that info or not, we all started off as anuses, and then from there grew this trunk of a tree we call the digestive system. And from that trunk of a tree literally came out the liver, the pancreas, the stomach, the this, the that. It all branches from the same thing, guys. It all branches from that digestive tract. And if you look at the digestive tract, it's literally a straw. There's an opening at the top, opening at the bottom, and then it's kind of squished in the middle, and that's the intestines. And then you have the branches coming out of the straw to help. All right, so it definitely all starts with the no shortcuts around nutrition, for sure. It all starts with the gut. It all starts with the intestines. Now, it starts with that absorption, the breaking down, and then the absorption. All right, so in order for you to break down your foods properly, we need to learn a couple things. We need to learn mixing our foods properly, which we'll go deeper into on the academy. We'll go with mixing the foods properly, eating at the proper times, and then you can take preventative measures by adding in herbs before you eat. So I call them fire boosting herbs, digestion boosting herbs. So for the people who are, what was her name? Hold on, let me go back to the chat. Somebody said they're always bloated. Yes, this will work on children. Yes. Somebody said they were always bloated. Okay, Nana, always bloated. Okay, so in this case, you have to add in digestion boosting herbs if you're going to fix your eyes. Okay, and that's like ginger, that's like lemongrass, fennel, mint. All of these are great to drink before you eat anything, in order that you absorb, okay, in order for you to absorb what you're actually eating. Because if you're bloating, you're not absorbing anything, guys. All right. Now, one second. I wanted to go back to this real quick. So some of you guys are struggling with pressure in your eyes. Okay, this is pressure from the blood vessels. So that, high blood pressure, you can have high blood pressure in your eyes. Okay, it's not just, I know when you think of high blood pressure, everybody thinks of heart. Okay, which is not wrong. but you have blood vessels literally everywhere. So there's pressure literally everywhere. Okay. And I see a lot of people are struggling with pressure in their eyes. So that's the blood, the high blood pressure, and also the lymphatic pressure. All right. In this diagram right here, this is the picture of the lymph vessels and the lymph nodes in the head. And as you can see, there are multiple that point to the eye. Okay. And inside the eye itself, right there on the outer edge of the eye, there's lymphatic vessels. So it can be squeezing it. Okay. So I know some people suffer from, what was it? Like this, like kind of like disformation of the eyes. Some people suffer from that. And you have to understand that your eyes are almost like being squeezed. Okay. Your eyes are being squeezed. So the cornea is reflecting differently. The cornea is not at the perfect, everything is perfect in the body when we're made. So the cornea gets squeezed and it starts bringing in, it starts bringing in different images than what you're actually seeing. Things appear further, things appear closer. Okay. And this all stems from multiple things, but the one thing is that pressure. Okay. That's very, very common that people have is the pressure from high blood pressure and from the lymphatic system. Let's see. I have high blood pressure. My left eye is long-sighted. My right eye is short-sighted. Yes, I get a lot of eye pressure and migraines. Okay. So there's a couple things that you can do for the high blood pressure and the lymphatic pressure. There's two different things you can do. For the high blood pressure, you want to get the circulation moving. So those fire boosting herbs brings that fire to your circulation, boosts circulation. One of the most common ones is the cayenne pepper. Okay, cayenne pepper is one of the most common circulation boosting herbs that I know of. So if you are having high blood pressure and if you are having pressure in the eyes like that, sprinkle some cayenne into your drinks. It doesn't have to be a whole teaspoon, but it can be a quarter of a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, at least a little bit to boost that circulation, especially to your eyes. Okay, guys. But I wanted to show you this lymphatic vessels right here because you are able to move this waste. Let me move this. You are able to move this waste to these lymph nodes right here. Okay, you see these lymph nodes right here? These all take waste and keep it moving. Okay, so when waste moves into this little pod, that's a lymph node, it breaks it down even further and moves it along. Okay, so if you're having a lot of lymphatic pressure in your eyes and in your head, you are actually able to massage and move it to those lymph nodes. Okay, guys, if you see the diagram here, you are able to massage and move it to your lymph nodes. Move it away from your eyes. Okay, guys, and that'll help with some of the pressure. That'll help with people who have the glaucomas or the people who have the cataracts. Okay. Mint, fennel, lemon, lemongrass, and ginger. Those are all, you don't have to mix them all together. You can take them separately, but those are all some that you could, that you could use before you eat in order for you to digest properly, for sure. So let's go back to the liver real quick. I don't know how I'm able to hide this little thing up here. I don't know if you guys can see. But it says the liver is important in transporting nutrients to the eye, especially vitamin A. Vitamin A is required for the formation of the photoreceptors. Now, there's a photoreceptor that allows you to see at night. Does anybody have a problem with seeing at night? Now, I'm not saying you have night vision like a fucking hawk or something or owl, but I'm saying when the lights are dimmed down a little bit, you just become blind almost. Does anybody have that type of problem? Yeah. Okay. So vitamin A is responsible for, okay, it's responsible for allowing your eyes to see at night. So vitamin A is a fat soluble vitamin. It's a fat soluble vitamin. So it's going to get absorbed by the fat system of the body, the lymphatic system. If you are not absorbing that vitamin A, okay, your eyesight is going to go downhill. All right. Very, very, very fast. Okay. Because not only does it help you see at night, but it's also an antioxidant. Okay. Antioxidant means that it doesn't let you oxidize. It doesn't let you age. Right. So it's anti-aging. Okay. So the lymphatic system, all right, is clogged in a lot of people. So that's why we're having so many mineral deficiencies, because we're not able to absorb really anything. All right. So if you are having this problem, one of the things that you want to work on is moving the lymphatic system around the liver area, around the small intestine area. And we'll get more into that on the exercises. All right. But moving that waste in order for you to absorb these fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A. Now, the liver is the store of the nutrients in the body. Okay, most of the nutrients that is stored in the liver of the body. All right, guys. If your liver is being destroyed, if your liver is being inflamed, if your liver is being boiled, right? When your blood is boiling, it is destroying the nutrients that you're holding in your liver. Okay, guys. Your liver is the store of nutrients. When your blood starts boiling, your liver is suffering. All right. When you are angry all the time, all right, or stubborn or very irritable, right, your liver is suffering and the nutrients are suffering as well. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. This is the connection between the liver and the eye. The liver and the eye. Okay, I'm going to be making that connection all day today. The liver and the eye, guys. Now, this is a pretty weird drawing, but allow me to this is a pretty weird drawing, but allow me to explain it a little bit. Now, the liver is the largest organ in the body. Okay. The liver is about the size of a football. It's actually really, really big. You guys have no idea. It's huge. Okay. And the liver is holding a majority of the blood. Okay. Understand when I say this. Your liver holds a majority of your blood a majority of the time. All right. Your liver is so big that at any given point in time of your life, most of your blood supply is in your liver most of the time throughout the day. Okay. So when your blood is boiling, again, we're going to go back to this a little bit when we're talking about the emotional aspect, but the liver, when your blood is boiling, all right, you are destroying your nutrients, the nutrients that it's holding. Okay, guys. So on this journey, it's very, very important that we control our tempers, that we control, we don't lose our patience real quick. We control our breath. We stay calm as much as we can. Okay. We're not, we're not holding our breath and just holding a grudge all day or holding something in all day like that, because it will destroy your liver and will destroy your eyes in the process. Now, the emotional aspect, actually, hold on, let me show you this real quick before I move on to that. As you can see right here, these are the major veins that are going in and out of the liver. All right. This major vein, this major artery right here, the hepatic, is connected to the heart. The heart is bringing it fresh oxygenated blood. Okay. Out of all the blood that comes into the liver, the 100% of the blood that comes into the liver, 25% of it is going to be oxygen, fresh blood from the heart. Okay, oxygen, fresh blood from the heart. The 75 other percent is going to be the mineral rich blood from the intestines. Like you guys said, it goes back to the guts always. Think about that. If I said most of your blood is held in your liver most of the time, and then I say most of the blood that enters the liver is from the intestines that are filled with nutrients. Just think of how important the intestines is in this equation, guys. Okay. So also the liver, it's not on this image. I wish I would have got a better one, but the liver also needs to dump all of its byproducts. If it's a chemical factory and it's moving things around, right? All the factories that you guys see are going to have those big smoke stacks, or those big fireplaces, whatever you want to call those things that shoot just smoke into the air. Okay, every single factory needs that because it needs to be able to release the byproduct of what it's doing. All right. If it does not release that, imagine all of you ever drive by those chemical factories and they have those smokestacks. Imagine they didn't have that and all of that is being blown back into the factory. Think of how quick your workers are going to die. Okay, guys? So the liver uses the colon, the large intestine. Okay, the small intestine is for the minerals. It's the absorption. The large intestine is for the absorption of electrolytes, but it's also for the removal of waste. Okay, so the liver has a direct connection with the large intestine in order to use it as that smokestack. Okay, to release those byproducts, the colon and the kidneys. The colon and the kidneys, but a large part of it is the colon. Okay, guys, so it will always go back to the intestines. Always. All right. The liver is also the one organ that can completely be healed. Yes, it can. You can regenerate liver cells. Okay, you can chop off a piece of a liver and you can regenerate it back. Just like a lizard can chop off his tail and it can regenerate it back. Okay, so the liver, yes, the liver can regenerate its cells for sure. Now, the emotional aspect. I remember when I was talking to she was I don't even know what to call her. I don't even know what her title is. Basically, someone else in the wellness space. We were collaborating on something, and I was trying to understand the liver and the eye connection beyond just, the liver feeds it vitamin A, or beyond, the physical aspect. I really wanted to know emotionally, or spiritually or mentally, how are those connected? And she said, well, of course they're connected, Joseph. People who have strong livers are strong visionaries. I was like, huh, that's interesting. People who have strong livers are strong visionaries. And it got me thinking into my journey. I was like, well, one of the things that was always messed up on my journey was my liver. Because my pops, he was an alcoholic. He was a drug abuser. He did all the hard drugs and stuff like that. And then, my family lineage, we depended so much on pharmaceuticals, and things like that. So I came into the game with a messed up liver. So for me, when I started to look at my eyesight declining and she started talking about liver health when I was talking about eye health, and I was like, oh, okay. I started to look at, was I a visionary back in the day? Would I consider myself, now I would consider myself a visionary for sure. But I was like, nah, I didn't even, I never even I couldn't see into the future. I could not see, you know, where would you see yourself in a year from now? It was never positive back in the day. How many people are like that? You know, and somebody asks you, where do you see yourself in a year, 5 years? I can't see myself in a positive light. You know, I don't have vision more than shit. I'm trying to survive till next week. I'm not thinking about I can't see a year into, you know, a year into the future. Now I can, but back then I couldn't. Right. So I started to look at that. Well, yeah, I couldn't really see myself doing better. And then, well, even if I did want to do better, I never really could do it. I don't care if you gave me a step A through Z, 1, 2, 3, do this, this, and that, and you'll have everything you want in the world. There was nothing in me that had the drive or the willpower in order to get that done. Okay. And the willpower comes from the solar plexus. Solar plexus is liver, pancreas, gallbladder, that area. So you see how this is connected, right? In order to be a visionary, all right, in order to get that done, you need that willpower. If you have the willpower with no vision, you don't know where you're going. If you have the vision with no willpower, you're not going to get to where you're going, even if you see it. Okay. And so you can start to see the connections. All right. I meet a lot of people that are like, yeah, I know what business to start. I know what this to do. I know what to do. I know it all. I'm just not doing it for some reason. There is no driving force, right? There's nothing moving you forward. There's no willpower to actually get things done. And that is where the liver comes in. And then you can see again, the liver and the eye connection. Now, when it comes to herbs, I'm going to move on to the herbs of the liver because I want to have a good amount of time for the Q&A. When it comes to the herbs for the liver and the eyes, the liver, when it comes to herbs and fruits, I should say, the liver or the solar plexus is represented by the color of yellow. Yellow. All right. Yellow, gold. Orange is a little bit below that, but I like to include it as well. Yellow and orange, that kind of mix. So when you see the fruits, it's very straightforward. You know, you don't have to know the nutrient content. You don't have to know. You can just look at the colors, guys. Okay, match the colors, guys. All right. Orange fruits for the orange energy center. The yellow energy center. Yellow fruits for the yellow energy center. All right. So things like oranges, things like gooseberries, things like pineapple, you know, each part of the body. Yes, that the back of the tongue turning yellow and the eyes turning yellow. Yes, that is the liver. But don't worry, I'll get into the questions in a little bit. But the liver and like every other system of the body, they all have an affinity or they all have a relationship to a certain flavor. Okay. So bitter is going straight to the gut. All right. Bitter is going straight to the intestines. Whenever you drink something bitter, it grounds you very quickly. Okay. There is no drinking something very bitter and you know, you're not paying attention to it, or it doesn't draw your attention and ground you instantly. It's like, oh fuck, that is bitter. Okay. Tamarind is a great one. So tamarind, right? And so bitter is the intestines. The liver and the gallbladder, that's going to be the tangy or the sour. Okay, so yes, like the tamarind or the tamarindo, like the limes and the lemons and the, you know, whatever tangy or sour fruit that you could obtain, that is going to have a relationship with the liver. Okay. And that's why if you've ever seen, some of you guys might have seen like a old school herbalist or old school healer or somebody just passing down kind of like a little bit older knowledge. They'll say, if you want to do a liver cleanse, just put some olive oil and some lemon juice. Olive oil, because the liver and the gallbladder deal with the fats. Lemon juice, because that sourness, that tanginess from the lemon directly targets the liver and the gallbladder. Okay. So when it comes to herbs and fruits, you want to look at bitter, and you want to look at sour and tangy. All right. So the herbs, you can do things like dandelion root. Okay. You want to do things like yellow dock root. Okay. If you want to regenerate the liver cells, if you've been an alcoholic for a long time, if you were a boxer and your liver took a beating, if you've done heavy pharmaceuticals, okay, or even what is this thing called that cancer patients go through, chemo, okay, if you've ever had any of those that have really taken a toll on your liver, if you are a very, very angry person throughout your entire life, all of this is affecting your liver. And milk thistle seed, okay, milk thistle seed has been proven to regenerate liver cells. Okay, yeah, there are actual studies. I don't have any right here, but there are actual studies that have proven for it to reverse liver damage and to renew liver cells. Okay, so that's dandelion root. You want to drink that before your meals if you have problems with bloating and things like that. Yellow dock root for the same, and milk thistle seed if you are a heavy alcoholic or a heavy pharmaceutical, if you've ever abused your body in those types of ways, the milk thistle seed is your guy. Okay, so the herbs for the eyes, those are and it's kind of funny when I think about it, those are usually going to be the berries. And if you look at berries, they kind of look like your eyes. Okay, so I know somebody mentioned it in the comments. Bilberry is a great one. Bilberry, all right, nice antioxidant to the eyes. Hawthorn berry, okay, bilberry, hawthorn berry. Hawthorn berry is great for bringing circulation up to the eyes. So for that person who had high blood pressure and who had, different eyesight or different ailments in each eye, the hawthorn berry will be amazing for you. Okay, not only does it boosts the circulation around the heart, but it will also boost the circulation around the eyes as well. Okay, blueberries are great antioxidant for the eyes. It's actually one of my personal, and I know we're going to go over the hour, but don't trip. I want to give you guys as much meat, as much value as possible. So I'm not just going to cut it off at an hour. So the blueberries is something that I personally used to fix my eyes. Okay. Go as long as you need. Say no more. Keep going. Say no more, Shamika and Natalie. We going all night. So the bilberry, the hawthorn berry, the blueberry, and lastly, eye bright. It's more I don't want to say common. It's common amongst herbalists, but not really amongst the common, non-herbalists, I guess. Wild blueberries would be the best, by the way. Yes. But if you don't have access to it, don't worry. Blueberries are just fine. But of course, anything wild is best, period, of what it is. So the eye bright herb, and I'll type it in here since I can type. Eye bright, okay. This is a herb that not only is used internally, but you can also use it externally. Okay. And we're going to move on to the exercises so I can kind of speed it up a little bit. We're going to move to the exercises. And one of the exercises, yes, as a flush, as the eye flush. If you are someone with lots of eye boogers in the morning, you need an eye flush. Okay. If you are someone with floaters, if you're someone with a lot of pressure in the eyes, if you're someone that has, you're starting to get the hazy eyes, all of these are indications that I believe everybody needs an eye flush at some point in their life, but you definitely need an eye flush. If you have dry eyes, you have to get electrolytes in your body. You do not have enough electrolytes in your body. Okay. And I can go in on that as well. Hold on. Let me get to that. Let me go through the exercises and then in the Q&A, I'll get to the dry eyes. Okay. Because I can go into that. So for the exercises, an eye flush is simply washing out your eyes. Okay. I don't want you to just take a bottle and open your eyes and just squeeze it in there. But I want you to, almost as if you're washing your face, but kind of splash it in a little bit, to where it's not extremely uncomfortable. Yeah, if you can put your questions in the Q&A, that would be amazing. Thank you, Asia. Thank you. So, and that's eye related, please. Okay. The syndrome, if you can put it in the Q&A, please. So with this eye wash, you want to do it with the distilled water only. Okay. Distilled water only. You can use saline if you want, but I personally like distilled water because distilled water is just empty water. All right. So there's nothing put in it. It's just emptied of all nutrients, emptied of everything. Okay. So distilled water. What you're going to do is you're going to get this herb called Eye Bright. All right. And you're also going to get this herb. You're going to get these two herbs. And for the person with dry eyes, I'll say this. You're also going to throw in red clover if you have dry eyes. Okay, but the majority of you would just need the first two. And that is Eye Bright and yarrow. Okay, Eye Bright and yarrow. Now, these have an astringent quality to them. Astringent meaning it pulls. Okay. Astringent meaning it pulls. Okay. So if you are having a lot of mucus up in the eyes, or if you're having a lot of pressure up in the eyes, it will quite literally pull whatever is in there out. Now, it's not going to pull your entire damn eye out. Okay. But lymphatic, as far as the lymphatic waste, it will pull lymphatic waste. Okay. These herbs are going to be, and I probably should have said this if I wasn't clear on it. The ebook is going to contain everything that I say. Okay. It's going to contain the herbs. It's going to contain the exercises. All right. It's going to contain all of that. And you're going to get the ebook after this is all done. I think it sends out tomorrow morning, I believe so. If not, almost directly after I end it. So for the recipes that I'm going to be giving you and the exercises that I'm going to be showing you, all on the ebook. Okay, guys? So you're going to make a tea out of this. All right. Simply 1 teaspoon of each into boiled, freshly boiled, not boiling, freshly boiled, turn it off, distilled water. 1 teaspoon of the yarrow, 1 teaspoon of the Eye Bright. And if you are the one with dry eyes, I'm sorry, I forgot your name because the chat is moving a little fast. The red clover, you can add a teaspoon into that mix as well. Okay. I have these ingredients. There you go, Ben. There you go. Now, after about 5 or 10 minutes, when it is all done, let it cool down, of course. Okay, don't burn your eyes and blame it on me. Before you go to sleep, you want to wash out your eyes. Okay. Now, I say before you go to sleep because sleep time is regeneration time. All right. Sleep time is regeneration time. So, throughout the night, it is going to be moving that lymphatic waste to your eye, to those ducts to get out. All right. And if you are suffering from those dry ducts, you have to look at the lymphatic system because it's keeping it hydrated. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. So is that for 8 ounces of, yes, 1 cup of distilled water, and 1 teaspoon of the yarrow and 1 teaspoon of the eyebright. You steep it, okay, turn it off, throw in a teaspoon of those 2 herbs, and then cover it for about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, if you want it a little stronger, 10 minutes is fine. All right, and then you want to wash it out when it's cooled down. Wash it out at night. All right, splash it in there. Okay, and you want to do that like every 2 or 3 days, depending on how bad it is. You know, if it's degenerating very quickly, you probably want to do it once every other day. But if not, you can do it twice a week. Okay. So that's one exercise that you guys are going to do. All right. Everybody needs an eye flush at some point in their life. Now, another one, and let me see if I can, what is this? Show grid video. No. How do I stop sharing the screen? Am I big enough to where you guys can see me? Okay, you guys can see me okay? So I can do these eye exercises. All right. So one of the things you're going to do is you're going to refocus your eyes. All right, guys. I want to put an emphasis on how far the distance of what we're looking at is, if that made sense. How far are the things that you are looking at? For me, I'm looking at something not even maybe a foot away. Maybe it's very close to me. Okay. Naturally, my eyes are going to adjust to a foot away. When I look up, it's adjusting to across the room. When I look further, it's adjusting to even further than that. So naturally, your eyes are going to adjust to whatever it is that you want to focus on. But I always say that if your eyes or your body in general, or you have to adjust to something too much, too often, then you become dependent on it. Okay? Your eyes will adjust, but if it adjusts too often, it will become dependent on it. All right? It will adjust to that permanently. You remember when we were kids and we used to flap the little eyelids up and stuff? I can't do it now, but when we used to flap the eyelids and our parents or our teachers would be like, stop doing that if you keep doing it and somebody smacks you, or if you keep doing it, then it's just going to stay like that. You guys remember that? Okay. If it got so used to being flipped like that, the body's going to say, hey, this is normal. In traumatic experiences, you know, it made me cringe. It made me terrified when kids did it. It was creepy. It was the creepiest shit ever, bro. Like, I think I did it once and I got scared because it stayed like that for a little bit. And I was like, oh my God. So I learned my lesson. But you know, when we have to adjust to something, just like in traumatic experiences, my childhood and maybe all of our childhoods, you know, when you spoke up to your mom or your pops and you weren't even being disrespectful most of the time, you were asking a question or you were answering their question, right? And they would be like, stop talking back. Might hit you, might yell at you, might scare you, right? To the point where you got used to that and adjusted to it so that you're never going to speak up, but that leads to damage over time. Okay, it's the same thing, guys. If you are constantly looking at something that is 1 foot away, okay, 1 foot away, there is no way your eyes are going to be adjusted when you finally look up and you're looking at something that is 20 feet away. Okay. I want you guys to understand. Can you still hear me? Just making sure. But I want you guys to understand that, because for me, you know, when my eyesight really started to go downhill is when I started working at a bank. And I was a teller at that bank. And if you ever see tellers, they're like this, right? They're in the fucking screen. They're eating the damn computer. That's how close I was for 8 hours a day. I only took 30-minute, maybe an hour break. But even then, guess what? I'm going outside to go onto my phone half a foot away. So at what point in time is my eyes getting used to seeing further than fucking 1 foot? Not much. Okay. I want you guys to understand that. Be very mindful of how far the objects are that you're looking at throughout your entire day. And you'll realize you don't really look out into the distance that much. At least not like when you were a kid and you would just look outside the window out of your car. Okay. So on that tip, when we're looking at glasses, imagine there is now a screen that your eyes have to adjust to. When you take it off, this was my thing. I wore my glasses every single day when I first got them. I got them at like 19 or 20. When I first got them, I was wearing them every single day, 24/7, as much as I could. So around 3, 4, 5, 6 months, something like that, I took them off, or I dropped them or something. And I looked up and I was like, whoa, why is my eyesight even worse than before I got the glasses? It's because my eyes had to adjust to a lens being there. Okay, guys? Glasses are like crutches. You lose it for too long, you're going to have to relearn how to walk properly. All right? So that's why I put a lot of emphasis on take off your glasses as much as you possibly can. Okay? You have to. And stop looking at things so close to you as much as you possibly can, because I know a lot of you guys maybe work on computers nowadays, work in a cubicle, or work into something that has your eyes looking at something right there. Okay, so just be very mindful. If you didn't know, now you know. All right. Another thing, another exercise is rolling your eyes around. Okay, rolling the eyes around. If this is a good comment. This is a great comment. Yaralis, I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. But get blue light blocking glasses, or blue light glasses. Okay. Because if you do have to sit on a screen or sit on your laptop or whatever, then you want to have these light blockers, because the light that the laptop is giving off, or the TVs or the phones that it's, or the lights in my warehouse, all of these are unnatural lighting to the eye. Okay. So the eye isn't really being fed the right type of light. All right. And again, if it keeps on using it, it will become dependent on it. When you look out into an actual natural world, your eyes are just like, well, what is this? Why is the sun blinding me? Okay. It's not blinding you. It's that you're so used to having these type of lights on you. Okay. We never really get the sun. I mean, I worked at a bank, so that means there's these blue LED lights all day. The windows are all tinted. Okay. And then when I get out, it's like 5 o'clock, right? So the sun is already going down. It's not even strong out. And then I get into my car, and there's that's another lens, your car windshield. That's a whole nother lens that's blocking the proper light from coming in. Okay, so now you start to see like, wow, there's a lot of, I don't really look out into the distance and I don't really get real sunlight into my eyes. I don't get real light. Okay, so now you can become aware of that. So another thing is using every muscle in your eye. How many people, be honest, okay, how many people actually look in every direction? How many people look in every direction? Be very honest with you. Be very honest with me and yourself. Okay. In every direction, you turn your eye. Okay. Going that way, going the other way. You know, not many people do. Let's be very, very real. Because nobody wants to look like a weirdo. And I get it. Okay. But that means that you're not using all the muscles in your eye. I have prism in my glasses. I rarely look anywhere but forward, you know, and it's not necessarily about being able to see. And for people who are you're pretty blind, it's not necessarily about being able to see in every direction, but it's about moving your eyes and those muscles in every direction. Okay. Even if you want to do it with your eyes closed, you can do that. Okay. But it's about moving and training those muscles. Okay. So that this whole entire eye muscle is nice and strong. All right. Also, when you move it around, you're lubricating it. Okay. When you're moving around, you're lubricating it. All right. So for the dry eye person, something you can try to do if you don't already, close your eyes and move it in every single direction. Just do that for about a minute. You know, just go left and right, up and down. Just, you know, go crazy with it. Go crazy with it. I got you. Don't worry. I'm gonna get to the Q&A in a second. Let me get to the Q&A in a second. Let me see. Okay, you guys. All right. All right. Hold on. So, and another thing, and this is the last exercise I'm gonna share, is the refocusing. So what I want you guys to do every single morning, all right, or I would say every single morning. All right. No eye movement, no body movement. Yeah, you're right. So what I want you guys to do every single moment or every single morning is pick an object on the wall. All right. And I want you to step back. I don't care if you're this close to it or, you know, however it is. I want you to step back until you can fully focus on that point. All right. So if I was blind and this was my point, I'm stepping to that point where it's fully focused. And then I'm taking about a half an inch backwards to the point where it's kind of like coming in and out of focus, right? So you're really trying to figure out what that distance is for you and then challenging that every single day. So every morning you pick that distance and then I want you to move a half an inch back, an inch back, a step back to the point where you're really training yourself. Okay, you're not going to squint your eyes or anything. All right. You're really training yourself. All right. And just stare at it for about a minute where it's fully focused and then try to move back a little bit and then just try to focus. All right. And your eye is like a computer. You know, if you look at if you guys ever had a camera, or if you ever use your phone camera and you're like tapping it to readjust the focus on things, maybe closer, maybe further, that is what your eyes are doing at all times. Okay, guys, your eyes is no different than this. Where do you think they got this technology? Your eyes. Where do you think they got the inspiration for it? Your eyes. Okay, so at all times, your eyes are kind of like readjust, right? So in order to train it every single morning, you want to push yourself to that limit and force your eyes to adjust to a further limit every single day. Even if you stay at that same limit for a week, keep on focusing on one point at the max of what you can see, if that makes sense, right? So you can spend 5 minutes doing this every single morning, 5 minutes of your day, If you want to do 10 minutes, that's awesome for you. But the very minimum that you should be doing is 5 minutes. And if you have time throughout the day, you're on your break, you take the bus, you're just chilling, right? Try it on different things, right? Look, let me see, where's the closest, where's my furthest distance that I can see? Oh, right there. See, let me just focus on that. Focus, focus, focus. Let me try to look a little bit past it. Focus, 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 focus. Okay? And not me pulling, you got me pulling back from my computer. Good, good. But that exercise right there, I think is the main player in why I reversed my eyesight. I had a good friend, a personal friend, who reversed his eyesight and was going around telling everybody how he did it. And so that was one of the things that he taught me. So yeah, that's gonna be in the ebook as well, guys. My wife just rolled her eyes at me. Oh man, you guys are funny. You guys are funny. All right. So guys. All right, let's see. I'm gonna take a couple questions. It's already we're already almost an hour and we're already almost an hour and a half into this. So let me text my people that were expecting me. Let me take this. Does astigmatism mean my eye is being squished? Yes. So astigmatism is if you look at, actually, let me pull up on this one. Let me pull this one up. Okay, I'm gonna show these two right here, this one and this one. All right. If you look at the cornea, if you look at the eye, you can kind of see it. There's an opening. I think this is probably a better one right here. From this tip of the green point and on, this is all kind of eye that is not, that it's just unobstructed, right? It's just free flowing, free hanging. It's not inside of your body. It's kind of like sticking out. So the lymphatic vessels are on each side of this. All right. And so are the blood vessels are in the middle. So when your lymphatic vessels, imagine, are being stagnant, are stagnant and are being what's the word, have a lot of pressure in them, and they're expanding because they have so much waste, accumulated waste in them, it is going to be squeezing that eye to this middle part. Is going to, the cornea is going to start poking out even more. The cornea is going to start becoming distorted. The shape isn't the same anymore. You're squeezing down on something and something is coming out. It's like squeezing some pudding or some putty, right? If you're squeezing on it, it's going to elongate. It's going to change the structure of it, right? So that pressure of you pushing down that putty on each side is elongating it. It's changing the structure of it. Okay. So yes, the astigmatism means your eye is being squished, essentially. Now, in order to relieve yourself of that, it's going to take a couple things. It's going to take, I think somebody was asking gua sha, and this will kind of be two questions in one. It's going to take the movement of the lymph away from the eyes. So you can do these movements right here. If you have like a gua sha tool, or you can just use, I like to use my thumbs right here. All right. And you want to go from underneath your eye and then kind of go out. Or on top of your eye, kind of go out. Okay, guys. If you look at the lymphatic system kind of in the eyes or in the face, you can see that it leads to these lymph nodes back here in the jaw area. All right. In the jaw area, you want to move it to those lymph nodes. Okay, and it's the whole head. It's not really just the eyes. You can do the whole head, guys. Okay, and just doing this, put some oil on your gua sha tools, or on your face, I mean, and then use your gua sha tools, or put some oil and then use your thumbs, this part of your thumbs right here, and just a light pressure, move it away from the eyes, away from the eyes. Okay, or sometimes I like to make weird faces. It looks a little weird, but sometimes you can make weird faces like that. And it helps move that lymph fluid away from the eyes and relieve that pressure. Okay, guys. And then another one is the herbs like cayenne, bilberry, hawthorn berry. These are ones that you want to drink multiple times a day to get proper blood flow into those eyes. Okay, bilberry, hawthorn berry, we can drink eye brights. Goji berries are great ones. Goji berries bring a lot of circulation up to the eyes. You can also eat them as well. A lot of antioxidant properties to the eyes, and kind of reversing that damage. Okay, so I have a thickening around my retina. Now let me go back to this. All right, so you have a thickening around the retina. Are you guys able to see this retina right here? Let me make sure I kind of move this to the side. Let me organize this right here. Okay, you guys are able to see it? Okay, cool. So if you look on this right here, the retina surrounds the eye. The optic nerve surrounds the eye. The lymphatic vessels surround the eye. Okay. So if you look at these and you're saying, what is thickening around my retina? Okay. And why is it detaching? What is thickening around my retina? All right. It's going to be the pressure, guys. It's going to be the pressure of these vessels, of the blood vessels and the lymph vessels. All right. Now, if it's the blood vessels, you have to look at your kidneys and your heart. Okay. Your kidneys and your heart. If you guys have ever seen, and I actually thought about this today before the masterclass, you guys ever seen those toys that you squeeze and the eyes bulge out? Have you guys ever seen those toys where you squeeze the body? Usually it's around the gut and you squeeze the belly and the eyes pop out. The same thing, guys. Okay. All that pressure around this torso, the torso region, the abdomen, is creating the pressure here and making your eyes almost like bulge out. You guys ever seen people with bulging eyes? Okay. That's high blood pressure, and that's the kidneys. Okay. We got to wrap it up and talk about guys, my bad. I'm going super over time. But so the retina is being destroyed by this, the pressure in the body, and that's coming from the kidneys. So you have a little bit of high blood pressure, and it's coming from the heart. So in those cases, just boost your circulation, guys, with those herbs that I told you. Boost your circulation. And also for the dry eyes, I'll get to one more thing. For the dry eyes, coconut water, that's your electrolytes. Okay. Electrolytes are absorbed by the colon. All right. And they're processed and filtered by the kidneys. So you can either pee them out or you can keep them in. So for people who have dry eyes, you are peeing out your electrolytes due to kidney failure. Even if your doctor has not told you have kidney failure, your kidneys are failing. Okay. If you're not maintaining electrolytes and you're not hydrated, okay, your mouth is always dry, your skin is always dry, your eyes are always dry, right? Your hair is always dry. These types of things, these are your problems with your electrolytes. In those cases, lots and lots of coconut water, at least a liter or 2 of coconut water a day. You can also splash coconut water kind of like in your eyes to rehydrate your eyes. Okay, guys. But we are coming on to an hour and a half after. I'm so sorry. But we are coming to an hour and a half after. I'm going to have to kind of cut it short because I have, family waiting on me and whatnot. But the email will be sent to you. Now, I want to talk about, to wrap it all up, I want to talk about briefly the Academy. All right. Life in Nature Academy. What exactly is Life in Nature Academy? What is this pretty looking logo that we spent time on? What is this about? I know you already have Life the Plant Way. What is this thing? Life in Nature Academy, if you guys can read it here, is an academy combining ancient and modern wisdom of how to live aligned with your mind, body, and spirit. All right. Every aspect holistically. All right. The whole picture. All right. It is a membership-based private community. Emphasis on private. Emphasis on no censorship. Okay. No banning. No taking down my videos. No banning me from going on live. Okay. This is a private community. All right, guys. That will provide lessons and educational content in a simplistic manner anyone can learn and apply in their everyday life. All right, guys, a lot of people have asked me for, censorship is very real right now. A lot of people have asked me for courses or things to further their education. What books do I recommend? What courses do I recommend? Things like that. So I said, F it. And I made a whole academy, basically a whole online school to teach you guys this in a simplistic manner. I'm not checking your grades. All right. I'm not yelling at you for going to the bathroom. Okay, guys. This is an online academy. You guys can come. You guys can chat with each other. All right. You guys have weekly lessons. You guys have downloadable educational content and downloadable PDFs. All right. And you guys will be able to understand everything. How many of you guys on this chat tonight was able to retain at least 3/4 of what I said? How many of you guys were able to understand, overstand, and retain most of what I said? Right? Everything. How many of you guys went to school for to be a doctor? How many of you guys have been through medical school? How many of you guys went to 4 or 8 years of schooling to understand what I just showed you in an hour and a half long webinar? I'm able to and I learned this about myself. I am able to break down the complicated into the simplistic. And so many of you guys, I know, don't have the time to be looking up words in the dictionary to understand what means, or looking up scientific studies and all these different types of things. So for this academy, I wanted to highlight that kind of pain point that people had. Right, this is going to be recorded. Yes, it's going to be sent to your email. You guys have this pain point of, man, the doctors don't really do a good job educating us. I don't want to go to medical school. Well, I'm kind of fucked, right? I'm here to tell you that you're not, and there's a simplistic way of learning everything that I taught you and more. So in this academy, we're going to have weekly lessons, and we're going to have special guests every single month that present and give a lecture on their expertise, whether that be an expert on the colon, or expert on trauma, or expert on fitness, or expert on herbs, whatever it may be. There's going to be every single month there will be a guest. Okay. And then to top it all off, we're going to be going live once a month like this, me with you guys live once a month to recap the entire month, recap the entire lessons, and do Q&A with you guys and chill. Now, I wasn't able to do too much Q&A because, I had a lot to talk about, but in the future, in this academy, every single month, there you go. We're going to go on live and we're going to talk. Okay. And the diet that should be used. Yeah, I actually did not mention that. And majority fruit and majority raw. You don't want to cook anything. Okay. But that's going to be in the ebook, guys. That's going to be in the ebook. You're going to get it right after this is all done. All right, guys. So for this, so for this, let me move this. For this offer that I have for you guys today, all right, I wanted to bring something special to you guys who registered. We had a lot of people who registered and a lot of people who are going to get this video recording. I wanted to offer you guys a lifetime grandfather price, because I'm sure many of you guys will be the first ones to enter this academy. Okay, this is a membership base, so it will be a monthly or a yearly thing, depending on how you do it. But there will be a monthly charge of $33 to be in this community, to learn all of this. But for you guys, the special offer was, you will get $10 off of that. Instead of the 33, you get 22 for a lifetime. And I'm talking forever and ever and ever. Okay, so over a year, that's saving over $120 a year just from signing up early, just from signing up, being one of the first people in. Okay, and the goal for this, the big goal for this, is for you to be able to take this knowledge that I give you, okay, in a simplistic manner, and pass it on to those who you love and help those around you in a simplistic manner that anybody can understand, regardless of your education, regardless of your background, your finances, and anything. Okay, so $22 a month instead of the $33 a month. That'll save you $120 a year just from signing up early. Now, every single person on this call and every single person that registered is going to get the code, is going to get the link to sign up early. But I wanted to bring you guys that offer at the end of this video, so you guys can, I can focus on the education, and then I can kind of shift your attention out to this. So the sign up link will be sent out to every single person. All right. How long is the class? The academy is ongoing forever. It's no different than fucking Harvard University. Okay. It's no different than a university. Okay. But the academy is a membership base. So you pay on a monthly basis, and within that month, you get a weekly lesson. So you get 4 weekly lessons that are a minimum an hour long. So it's going to be something like this, where I'm giving you a whole presentation. But the thing is, I passed over what? The liver, the eyes, the herbs, the exercises, the emotions. I passed over all these 5 in an hour and a half. You're going to get an hour or more video on just one of each of those. So I'm going more in depth in the academy. You're going to get a lesson for each of these things. So it's going to focus on the mind, body, and spirit, and every aspect of that. Every single month, there's going to be a new theme. So the first month, I'll spoil it for you guys. The first month, we're going to go to the colon. We're going to go to the intestines, the mother of them all. We're going to start there and work our way up. Okay. So for the first month, we're going to be talking about the intestines. We're going to be talking about the anatomy of it, how it's structured, the physiology of it, how it works, the herbs and the exercises for it and the therapies for it, so that you can, actually focus on reversing the damage, and then the emotional aspect to it. Okay. And we're going to go in on that. There's going to be at least an hour video of each of those. And then the accountability of being in a community, the accountability of being able to talk to people just like you, learning just like you, going through the same ailments just like you. You're going to be able to have a community behind you. Okay. Because I know a lot of people who are in my community. I know a lot of people who follow Life the Plant Way and are families of that. They are usually the black sheep of the family. They're usually the black sheep of their friends. They're usually the weird ones, right? They're usually the ones that are talking about spirituality and crystals and this and that. And everybody else is talking about some bullshit, weird for the win. Yes, Tatiana. So now you have a whole community of people, like-minded people, just like you, who aren't going to look at you weird for talking about crystals and talking about constipation and talking about, eye exercises and shit. right? So you have a whole community of people keeping you accountable, people that you can grow friendships with, that you can grow with. And, this is a little stretch. I haven't even told my business coach about it, but I want to do yearly meetups for, across the country. So there'll be one in Los Angeles, a meetup of everybody there, one in Florida, because I'm from there, everybody there, one in New York. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit more into the future for sure. But that's my offer. That's the whole masterclass. Sadly, I have to meet up in London. Look, depending on how spread the word, depending on how many people are in London. If you're the only one, I don't think well, maybe, I don't know, but the code will be it will be live. I'm sorry, the code will work until about 7 days. So you have 7 days after the launch of the academy to take advantage of that grandfather pricing. So if you join in after the 7 days, sadly, you're going to be paying the 33 instead of the 22. But you have 7 days after December 3rd. So December 3rd is when the academy is dropping, is when the academy is launching. I wish I had explosions and stuff. Right? December 3rd is when this academy is dropping, guys. All right. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for listening. I need to get something to drink. I'm thirsty. I've been talking for an hour and a half. December 3rd. I believe, I can't remember what day December 3rd is on, but December 3rd is the launch date. That's when you're going to be able to sign up, use your link to get that grandfather pricing, and then you never have to worry about the grandfather price again. It's $22 a month until you are dead and beyond that. Okay. And then of course there will be Q&As. Yes. Every month on the academy. Yes. The ebook will be sent out either tomorrow morning or as soon as I hit stop. But yeah, it will be sent out right after this, along with the recorded video. Okay, guys, I have to get out of here. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much. How much of the academy is based on spirituality, would you say? Well, if you look at it, this is big. Okay, I talk a lot, I know. Okay, but remember, guys, 4 lessons a month. The anatomy, which is the structure of it, the physiology, which is how it moves. All right. And then the herbs and the exercises, and then the emotional and the spiritual. So a whole lesson will be based off of, it's broken into pieces. So a whole lesson will be based off of the emotions and the spirituality aspect of it. Okay, guys, I appreciate you. Wepa for mi boriguas out there. Gracias por venir. Thank you for coming. Thank you for, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I appreciate you. Orale. Yes, thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks a million. Thanks. Bye, everybody. Bye. I'm gonna go ahead and end it now. Okay, guys. Much love, guys. If I know how to end it. Oh man, let me see. Hold on. How do I end this thing, guys? I'm trying, man. Oh, stop share. Okay, let me see. Is that it?